It's November. It's time for more game news, and there's a lot to talk about very quickly. Let's get into it. So, welcome to the Game News Show, the game news program where I, Chrono, talk about game news. Thanks for hopping in, tuning in. We are currently live on Twitch and YouTube, but if you're watching this after the fact, obviously I'm not live, but you could totally be watching us live. Let's get to talking about some of these stories. Let's talk about some upcoming games. We've got Sonic Frontiers coming out November 8th, which is very soon. And today they dropped a really cool animation sequence as like a prologue. And I tell you, these animations from Sega just get better and better. And it's really fun to watch. And just there's so many little details in it that call back to like Sonic Adventure, mainly Sonic Adventure. And it is super cool to watch. I just was like a little kid watching Saturday morning cartoons when I watched that. So yeah, go check that out. It is super cool. And Sonic Frontiers is looking really good. I'm really excited for this game. It just looks really fun. Another game I'm interested in, we've got God of War Ragnarok coming out the next day, November 9th. And so I don't know if these two games are competitors at all. I'm sure there's a Venn diagram of God of War and Sonic fans that looks interesting. But I think the upcoming God of War Ragnarok looks cool. I still need to go back and finish the last one. But I'm just kind of waiting to get my hands on a PS5. So when that happens, I'll definitely hop in and play at some point. And then the biggest game for me personally, November 18th, is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Let's get some hype going for this because this game is going to be awesome. I think it's going to surprise the naysayers. I think the fans are going to have their expectations a little bit subverted just with how open and how many things there are to do in the game. But I feel like this is the best progression Pokemon has like seen in a long time as far as features, gameplay style, just improvements all around. Really excited to see where this goes. And yeah, that's just some quick upcoming games for November that I'm really excited about. Let's get to some disappointing news. Games with Gold continues to be trash. What are these games? I don't even know. I've never heard of them. And I'm still not sure that they're real games. We've got Praetorian's HD remaster. So we've got a remake of a game that no one's heard of. And then Dead End Job. I'm sure that the people that made these are proud of their work. And, you know, props to developers for making games because it's not an easy task. But Games with Gold should be like featuring good games front and center. And they haven't for a long time. I don't know what these games are. And I guarantee I'm not going to download them. I don't mean to be like super negative and snarky about it. But this program is a shell of what it should be. And honestly, at this point, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it and make Gold irrelevant. Just make everything Game Pass. And I would be okay with that. That would be a fantastic solution. Just don't mention Xbox Live Gold ever again. But yeah, so kind of weird. But I just don't know what Microsoft is doing with this program. I don't know what their plan is. You know, they took away the 360 and the original Xbox game that they featured. So you used to get 4 games a month. Now you're getting 2. I mean, is the recession that bad? We can't get 4 games, you know? But anyway, we'll move on to the next thing because I don't want to get too soapboxy on this subject. But yeah, Games with Gold. Like, why? What are they doing? Why even bother? Are you downloading these games? Nobody's downloading these games. Next up, we got some Call of Duty news that's kind of interesting. So we got Modern Warfare 2 launched last week, the multiplayer, and sounds like it's good. I think everybody's enjoying it. That's a big fan of it. I kind of want to pick it up. You know, I do get that Call of Duty itch for like that classic team deathmatch or hardcore modes. I mean, you know, that gameplay style is great. I'm not a big fan of Warzone. It just doesn't feel the same. You know, and so I don't really get into Warzone. Tried it a few different times, but I'd like to play the multiplayer, and I hear the campaign's really good. But that's not what this story's about before I get too far off track. This is about Microsoft's acquisition of Activision, Blizzard, and King. They're saying that they would like Call of Duty to essentially be Minecraft, where it's on every possible platform, with a bunch of different options for people to play. And honestly, that's what needs to happen with Call of Duty. I mean, it's so core to the gaming like space that it would only make sense that it happens this way. And I think Microsoft would be the one to put the fire under making that happen smoothly. Everybody would be worried about them taking Call of Duty from like PlayStation and all that, making it an Xbox exclusive. That's not happening. Microsoft's not about that. They want the game to sell as much as physically possible, as fast as possible. And the best way to do that, put it on everything. So, you know, we could get Call of Duty on maybe not the next one, but the one after that on whatever the Switch successor is, if we have that in a couple of years. But it would be nice to see Call of Duty come back to Nintendo platforms because while not the most popular platform to play on, I do remember people talking about playing on the Wii and really enjoying it. And if you, I think, I would bet good money that like World at War was pretty fun on the Wii. I didn't play it, but motion control first-person shooters were fun back in the day. I'm sure they're still fun now. Yeah, so that's that Call of Duty news. I think it's interesting. People are weirdly upset about this whole acquisition because of this game, and I don't get the concern. It just feels like they're just finding something to be upset about, but Microsoft has enough money to throw to make Call of Duty more accessible and just better overall. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to whatever they do once this deal closes. Moving on to another Activision property, well, technically Blizzard, Overwatch. Mei was disabled yesterday and is disabled until November 15th while they resolve a bug with her ice wall that was letting players get outside of maps and just get into places they shouldn't be during games, which is technically cheating because you're taking advantage of an exploit or a glitch, and that's not fun for everybody, and not everybody knows how to do it, and it's not intended. So yeah, definitely weird to see glitches like this, because I mean last week we just got Bastion and Torbjorn back. Well, Bastion back in the game at all and Torbjorn back into competitive. So it's weird that we've got another hero taken completely out of the game while they fix a bug. All right, hopefully this doesn't become a regular thing as they keep patching and updating things with Overwatch 2. But who knows? I don't know. But yeah. All right, so our next story is something pretty special to me. The Myst games are some of my favorite games that I've never finished, but I've started them several times. I've beaten the first one on Steam at least once. I'd like to play the new remake that came out, last year before. Looks awesome. I played a little bit of it when I had an Oculus Quest. They went and announced just out of the blue that they're remaking the sequel to Myst, which is called Riven, the sequel to Myst. And it's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. Riven was a huge expansion on what the original Myst vision was, and it's very interesting because Myst just kind of throws you in this world. You don't know what's going on. Riven, you have some expectation, and then they go even further with like how they present the game in the world. And it's, you know, first person exploration point and click style game that's going to now be just like a free exploration game. I'm excited to see how they work because the Myst remake as it is now is super awesome. And one of my favorite examples of a remake done right, where they just make the game look better and play better overall, but the core game is still there. And so may not be popular with everyone, but Riven getting some life in an official remake capacity is super cool, and I'm excited to see what Cyan does there. But yeah, so that is the game news for this week. I know it was kind of short, but I said it would be. There's just not as much coming out as I thought there would be. And so, you know, there are games coming out. There are big games coming out, but with all the free-to-play games and events and everything going on, it's just hard to keep up with everything. But that'll do it. Thanks for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you made it this far, please consider subscribing. Drop a like on the video if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching live, we're about to switch to some Splatoon here in a moment. So we'll get that going very shortly. But thanks for hanging out.